So if you're new to the channel, understand that you're watching a channel of an active duty special victims detective with almost 20 years of experience. In October, I will have 20 years on the job. So please do understand that when I evaluate and I look at these cases, I'm looking at it from a professional, experienced law enforcement, investigative point of view. That's why when news broke and 90% of YouTube was just saying, David was arrested. True Crime or Strategic was evaluating the circumstances of that arrest and determining that we may have a problem here. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up SF Investigates newest post here. Big shout out to SF Investigates, by the way. He has been on this for a while and definitely going hard on this case. So it looks like David Anthony Burks is now finally, we checked yesterday to see if he was in the Vine. He wasn't there. He's in the Vine now. So check that out. He is in the Vine now at this point. Big shout out to FS Investigates for getting this. We checked yesterday. We checked a little too early. Let's see here. Here we go. Check this out. This statement that SF Investigates made. He says, D4VD was arrested by complaint, not indictment, and the case will be submitted to the DA's office by Monday for charging consideration. This likely means either the grand jury did not return an indictment or the DA chose not to seek one. Why would the DA choose not to seek an indictment if they felt like they were not going to get a true bill? There's the only reason. The only reason on this beautiful God's green earth that the DA would not choose to seek an indictment after they've already impaneled and opened a grand jury, either investigation or a normal grand jury. And remember, the investigation will give you recommendations for charges. A normal grand jury will give you an indictment. The only reason why you would stop that grand jury after it was already open is if you felt and you read that room and you felt like, we're not going to get an indictment. We're not giving them the goods. They don't look convinced. Grand juries ask questions. You can gauge what your grand jury is going to do based off of the questions that they're asking you. The problem is that the grand jury is the arena of the prosecutor. There's no opposing views, no opposing ideas or questions or anything. It's whatever the DA wants to show that grand jury, which means that if you're not going to get an indictment for a grand jury, what do you think is going to happen at trial when a regular jury looks at it? If you're presenting only your side of the equation and you don't feel convinced that the grand jury is going to side with you when they can't hear the opposing side, all they can hear is your side, what do you think is going to happen when a jury is hearing both sides? And both sides are competent attorneys. Both sides are highly paid attorneys. Both sides have unlimited resources because don't forget, David is rich. He is super rich. He had more money than his record deal. The dude was a multimillionaire before he even signed a record deal, ladies and gentlemen. And the deal he signed was one of the better deals out there. It wasn't a 360 deal. They gave him $6 million up front. So let's keep going. It will be important to see whether this reflects a difference in strategy or a difference of opinion regarding the strength of the case between the LAPD and the DA. What does that sound like, ladies and gentlemen? Doesn't that sound like what we were saying last night? A PP measuring contest, a fight, beef? Doesn't that sound like that to you? SF is saying it.